Hello everyone, now I am here with my next video of data type, expression and conversions in Java. Why we require data type? First of all, we are going to talk about that, and then we are moving further with expression, and then we are moving further with conversion. So first of all, what we are going to study, that is data type. In any of the language, we are accepting some data inside computer as input, and that data is should be acceptable in a proper way by computer. That input is data, and the meaning of data, or we can say the definition of data, is raw facts and figure, what we are providing to a computer system as input, that is data. And you know what is type. When we are providing type of data as input to a computer, so that computer can prepare itself to receive that data properly, then that is data type. I think you are able to understand what is data type. Data type is an indication for compiler to reserve an optimum memory space. Data type indicates what? How much memory a compiler have to reserve for a data. A pre-preparation, it is pre-preparation. Why we are providing timetable to a particular student in a school? Why? So that student can prepare for the next day what they have to bring, books, copies in the bag. Why? If we are not providing you timetable, the student is not able to prepare which copy we have to bring, who is coming to teach us. The student don't know. That's why for pre-preparation, everything we have to provide as data type. Data type specify compiler which type of data we are providing, so that compiler prepare itself for receiving that data. Why I'm talking about compiler? Why I'm not talking about computer? Because each and every language contain its own compiler, and compiler know about keywords and the definition of keywords. Data type is keyword only. Int is a keyword which is reserved by Java. It is a data type which is reserved by Java. Compiler know definition of each and every data type. Every command is followed by compiler only. That's why we are talking about compiler. In all programming languages, programmers have to deal with an appropriate data type to specify which type of data programmer want to provide as input in our program. Basically, we are having two types of data type. First one is primitive, next one is non-primitive. Primitive is basically known as predefined data type. Pre means we have already defined, we are having already defined things with us, that is pre. And non-primitive data type is user defined data type, what we are going to define it, that is non-primitive data type. And in details we are going to study primitive and non-primitive. See, first of all, why we need data type? Actually, I told you earlier, compiler want to prepare itself so that a proper memory location should be provided to a particular data. If I am writing int I equals to 10, means we are indicating compiler that we are providing a value that is integer type. Integer means a number which contain only that type of number which never contain any decimal point. Means a particular location inside RAM compiler is going to prepare for I as integer. Value contained in I is 10. That location what I had given you inside a picture, the yellow box is I, and inside I what we are having 10 as value. That yellow reserve memory location for a variable. A variable is I, value is 10, memory location is in yellow color, the orange portion is RAM. We are storing that value inside RAM in a particular memory location. For all these things, compiler have to prepare itself if we are providing data type. Then we are having two types of data type, primitive, non-primitive. I had already mentioned these are the different names of primitives and different names of non-primitive. Predefined, user defined. Predefined means already defined things. User defined means we are going to define it. Fundamental, you know that. Derive means you are finding something from different things. You are creating something from different things. That is derive. Basic, you know. The composite means collection of something. Composite means collection of primitives. We are using primitive inside composite. Independent, you know, it is not dependent of anyone. It dependent on anyone. And dependent means non-primitive is going to be depend upon primitive. Without primitive, non-primitive, we are not able to create it. Nothing is non-primitive. If we are having primitive, then we are going to have non-primitives. Intrinsic, inbuilt things is intrinsic. And extrinsic, we are using it from somewhere else. We are extending it from somewhere else. We are exporting it from somewhere else. Built in already inside it. And reference, we are taking a reference from reference of something, means we are referring primitives. That's why non-primitive also known as reference data type. Non-primitive always refer primitives. And then I want to explain you what is primitive data type. Predefined data type is already split into two parts, that is numeric and non-numeric. Numeric means numbers and non-numeric means a thing which are not contain any of the number, which are not dealing with numbers. Numeric, we are having two types of numerics, that is a numbers which never contain decimal point, that is integer. A number which contain decimal point is real. Means integer, we are having four type of integers which varying from memories, how much memory a particular integer contain. If an integer contain 1 byte, means we are having a data type byte. If more memory or integer required, then we have short. If more memory then short we want, then we have integer. In the wider range, if we want, then we have long. The different bytes are already mentioned. Byte contain 1 byte, short contain 2 bytes, int contain 4 bytes, and long contain 8 bytes. The same as real. Real is also a number, but it contains decimal point, and it varies when we are talking about memory. Means if we want to store a uh, limited number of fractional value, then we are supposed to use float. If we want to store a fractional value in wider range, then we have to use double. And when we are talking about non-numeric, then we have two. One is character and another one is boolean. Boolean always store true or false, either true or false. And the character we are defining with char, and that char contain only 2 bytes. And then we have non-primitives. Non-primitive data type are varying when we are creating it. And always remember, if we are talking about non-primitive, we are talking about collection of something. Always remember, non-primitives are collection of something. If I am talking about strings, string is a collection of characters. String is a predefined class which is collection of characters. Array is collection of similar type of data. Object follows a class, and class is a collection of data. And interface is similar like class. We have some issues with class, and we have to, when we want to remove that issues, we have to create interface. Now it is not useful for 9th class, it is useful for class 12th. And even arrays is not useful in 9th class, it is useful in class 10th. Interface is basically created for removing drawbacks of class. What you have to remember, interface also collection of data. And all these non-primitive data types basically depends upon primitive data type. Always remember, non-primitive data type doesn't have any existence if primitive data type is not present. Then if I'm talking about integer, remember integer are the whole numbers. It contains negative and positive values both. But remember, decimal should not be there. And even I'm talking about memory allotment, then we have byte, and then short, then int, then long. And already told you about the memory location. But one thing you have to remember, 1 byte always contain 8 bit. Means if I am talking about short, if I am talking about 2 bytes short contain, then how many bits? 8 into 2 means 16 bits. The similar way, integer contain 4 byte, 4 into 8 is 32 bits. Same as long, long contain 8 bytes means 8 into 8 is 64 bits. And one thing you have to remember, that if you want to show long, you can provide a suffix that is capital L or small l with long to indicate whether you are providing integer value or long value. Sometimes compiler is not able to differentiate whether you want an integer value or whether you want a long value. Sometimes it shows errors in front of us. To indicate it that it is a long value, you can put L. Then compiler never show you any sort of errors. Then we have real numbers. Real numbers are also known as floating point number, or we can say fractional numbers. Real number always contain decimal, and real numbers vary when we talk about memory. If less number of decimal numbers you want, then you can use float. A larger range you want, then you can use double. You can use suffix capital F, small f with float for differentiating value as floating point, or you can use capital D or small d with double to indicate that you are storing double value. And the same thing, float contain 4 bytes, double contain 8 bytes. 4 bytes is equals to 32 bits and 8 byte is equals to 64 bits. Then if we are talking about character always remember contain only one character at a time, which is always present in single quote, and every character contain ASCII codes. In my previous video, I had already told you about ASCII codes. And one more thing, how we are going to declare a character? You have to specify char is a data type of character, char, then any variable name is equals to, you have to maintain single quotes, and inside the single quotes you can write anything, any of the character. If you want to write desert, you can write desert. If you want to mention special character, you can mention special character. If I am writing char p is equals to single quote 0, acceptable. If I am writing char p is equals to single quotes the question mark, it is acceptable. And always remember, character contain 2 bytes. And then for string is a predefined class which is already defined by Java API. API is application programming interface. Application programming interface means, first of all, what is interface? Which provides us an area for communication. Application programming interface, application means what we are installing in our computer system. Everything what we are installing in our computer system, that is application. Programming, you know, when we are installing a software into our computer system so that we can do programming and we can communicate with the computer, that is API. And what Java API means? Any Java API means we are using in our school BlueJ. BlueJ is Java API, because BlueJ provide us to run Java in our computer system so that we can communicate with our computer system by creating programs. And string is a collection of characters used to store. Collection of characters means we can store any name, address, email address which contain so many characters, special characters, desert, anything, and any number of characters we can provide in our string. No limitation we are having in strings, and it is predefined data type, and we can provide any number of characters with any number of special character. But what we have to remember, we have to mention it in double quotes. Any range, any character, and not even having any limitation. And string always contain at least 2 bytes. Why? Because at least one character should be there in a particular string, and more than one we are having any number of characters, but at least 2 bytes for one character. And how we are going to declare it? We have to write string as data type, then variable name equals to anything inside double quotes what you want to mention, that is string. Always remember, you have to put double quotes. For character you have to put single quotes, for string you have to put double quotes. Then expression, we had already moved towards expression. Expression is a combination of operators and operands. First of all, what is operator? From which we are getting any answer, which we are presenting in expression with operand, everything that provide a value by solving an operand, that is operator. If I am writing a plus b into c divided by d, plus into and divide are operators, a, b, c, d are operands. We are having two types of expression. One is pure, another one is impure. Impure we can say it as mixed. Pure contains same data type, means a, b, c and d all are of same data type. And impure, a, b, c and d all are of different data types. That's why it is known as mixed. We are having two types of expressions. Then if we are talking about statement, everything we are writing in our program which ends with a semicolon is statement. But if I am talking about arithmetical statement, then if we are storing arithmetical expression value inside a variable and that line ends with a semicolon, that indicates it as a arithmetic statement. Means if I am storing a plus b into c divided by d, that value inside a variable d, then it is arithmetical statement. And then type conversion. When conversion going on, conversion you know, when we want to convert one data type into another, that is type conversion. And type conversion basically occurs when we are having mixture of different data types, then we want to convert it into one data type. If we are having pure expression, all variables, all operands are the same data type, that's why we are getting only one data type as answer. But when we are using mixed expression, then we are having different data types, then we want answer in a particular data type, then we required conversion. In conversion are of two types, one is implicit, another one is explicit. Implicit also known as correlation, which is basically done by computer, and explicit conversion is known as typecasting, which is basically done by programmer, which is done forcefully. Conversions going on when, what we have to remember, conversions going on when we are having mixed expressions. And now what is implicit conversion? Implicit conversions occur when we are having mixed expression, but automatically it happens because it is done by computer system. In implicit conversion, output data type is converted into highest data type. And how a computer know which one is highest data type? Already Java API provides a hierarchy so that computer, means compiler, basically know the hierarchy, the order of data type from lowest till the highest, where we have to convert. A byte is converted into char, a char is converted into short is converted into int is converted into long, and long is converted into float, and float is converted into double. The highest data type is double, the lowest data type is byte. Always remember these points. And then how this conversions occur. In correlation, I am taking one example. In correlation is implicit conversion. In correlation, if I am taking one example of mixed data type, means one expression a plus b into c all are having different data types: int, float, double. You know about BODMAS rule. When we are executing expression, we have to use the BODMAS rule. The same way, if this expression solve, multiplication occurs first, means B into C occurs first. B is floating point data type, means float, and C is double data type, and when both are executing together, answer should be in one data type, that is double. Because see the hierarchy, float is smaller than double, that's why the answer is always in double. Answer of cohesion is always in highest data type, always remember that. And then when we are adding A with the answer of B into C, then what will happen? A is integer value, answer is in double. Integer and double provides us double, because the highest data type is double. And why all these things occurs? Why we are converting into highest data type? Remember, when we started addition in our lower sections, then our teacher told us that when you are adding two numbers of decimal numbers, then you have to put 0.0. Why? They are not telling us to remove 0.5 if we are adding 5 plus 5.5. Teacher never told us to remove 0.5. They always told us that we have to put dot 0. Why? Because we want actual value of addition. We don't want to lose any of the decimal numbers. If we are removing it, then we are getting 10. If we are not removing it, then we are getting 10.5, means we are not in any sort of loss. That's why teacher provides us the knowledge that we have to put decimal over there, and decimal with the decimal we are adding it, means we are converting integer into float. We are not converting float into integer, because if we are converting highest data type into lowest, means we are in loss. Something is missing, something is truncated, something is removed, means we are in loss. And then explicit conversion. Typecasting is also known as explicit conversion. Why we need typecasting? Always remember, when you have some pure expression, then what will happen? If I am writing 5 divided by 2, that expression provides me 2, because integer divided by integer is always an integer. Integer divided by integer means 5 divided by 2. 5 is integer, 2 is integer, and 5 divided 2 is a pure expression, and pure expression always answer in the same data type, means answer exactly is exact answer is 2.5, but what we are getting is 2. If we want 2.5, then what we have to do? Either we have to write 5.0 divided by 2 or 5 divided by 2.0. Both the things were impure expression, means mixed expression. 5.0 is float, divided by 2 is integer, float divided by integer is always float. Or 5 divided by 2.0 means n divided by float is always float. Or we can do by converting integer into float, both the integers into float, means 5.0 divided by 2.0. Float divided by float means pure expression. Always provides us a proper value. Proper data type means 5.0 divided by 2.0 means float divided by float, and always getting a floating point value, that is 2.5. Or we can use typecasting. And how we are going to use it, I am going to tell you now. When we want to convert a data type forcefully, then we have to put brackets in front of them, and we have to mention that data type in which we want answer. Answer should be converted into which data type, you have to mention in brackets. See, with example I want to tell you, 5 divided by 2, we are getting 2, but what we want, 2.5 means a floating point value. Then I have to write float in front of them within the brackets. Then I am getting 2.5. I am forcing computer to provide me floating point value. If I am writing 65, and I want to force a computer to convert that integer into character, means 65 is forcefully converted into character, and what we are getting, capital A, because 65 is ASCII code of capital A. If I am writing single quotes A, means single quotes A is character, and I want to convert that character into integer, means I am forcing computer to convert that character into integer. Then what we are getting, we are getting 65, because character ASCII value of capital A is 65. If in my program I had already mentioned PRNT, principal rate in time, in integer, and I want to divide by them with 100 so that I am getting simple interest, but I want that simple interest in double format, then I have to write double in front of them. If I want a floating point value to be converted into integer, I want to remove decimal values, then I have to write integer in front of floating point value. Then computers forcefully delete the decimal locations. After decimal, whatever present in that number is deleted. Means if we are forcing a computer to convert one value into another, that is explicit conversion, or also known as typecasting. I think this video helpful for you all, and thank you for watching. If you have any doubt, please clear it out by commenting